G'day guys and welcome back. It's Rosini16 here and I'm here to bring you episode 19 of Gunning for Glory. Now in the previous episode we did do the draft and won a couple of matches in it, so we did get a couple of decent packs. It got us a lot of contracts. Not a whole lot in them otherwise, so we sold them and was able to get Koscielny in defence. Now we also acquired Cazorla before that. We haven't played with either of them yet, so keen to jump in and use them. And we're going to do that just now. So we're going to pop into the first game. We're going to verse 100 Chem French side. Looks very strong and OP. That Lacazette up front's a very scary player because he's a sick player this year. Not to mention he's got Lucas and El Shaarawy either side, so that's scary enough. But we'll pop in and see the highlights. This game was very half dominated, I guess you could say. He dominated the first half a hell of a lot. He got a goal, maybe should have got two, I reckon, from the breaks that he got. Either way, I was lucky with some of the saves my goalkeeper was doing, although we do manage to get a goal to put us back even before half time. But he was very dominant this first half. He was packing on the pressure, as you'll see by the stats at half time. We probably didn't deserve the goal, just a silly turnover that he did and a nice shot from Oxlade-Chamberlain into the top corner. But yeah, he dominated that first half. He definitely probably deserved a couple of goals to his name, and I definitely didn't deserve that one. But we got it nonetheless, so I'm not going to complain, and we are going to pop into half-time in the next highlight, and you will see that, in fact, it was very his way, which is bad because we've had a very bad run in the seasons lately. He dominated the shots absolutely all over me, as it says I didn't even have a shot, which is weird considering I got a goal, and he also had a bit more possession, so that half was very much his, but then it turned around in the second half and it became a lot of my play. Now, didn't take us very long, only a couple of minutes into the second half, and we abused Walcott's pace out on the wing, just pushing that analog stick forward to make it the ball go in front, using Walcott's pace, and no one's really going to catch him. We do cut it in and pass it across, and I do believe Oxlade-Chamberlain is there to finish it. Now, I know tramps aren't the best goal, but I'm going to do what I have to get these wins because we're in terrible form lately, and I just want to get out of it and try and play some better football. But that gets us a lead at 2-1, and it was a really nice corner ball here where it fell off to Flamini and he bangs it into the corner. Starting to get a better hand on corners, especially. It's going to get a whole lot better when you see the player that we're going to be buying for this episode. So good goal there that puts us in front. Should have that in the bag now, but you never know in this. Although by this point I did chuck it into defensive just to ensure we do get this win because I don't want to lose a 2-goal lead. But didn't even have to worry because we actually managed to pile one more on. A nice bit of passing play, and Oxlade-Chamberlain it falls to again, completing his hat trick and also giving us our first win in Division 5 finally. So we broke the shit form we're in, and hopefully we can take it into the second game of this episode as well and make it 2 out of 2 wins for the episode. It'll be a great start into Division 5, but that does bring the game to a close. As you'll see by the stats, I was much more dominant that half. I had 6 shots where he only had like 2 or 3 or 4, but his shots weren't threatening at all, so we did get the win over him there, and it was a nice game. So we're going to pop back to the menu, make sure the players are all good, and we'll jump straight into the next game for the episode. The only thing that's bad about me using a fitness card like I did at the end of the last episode is meaning that these guys are all going to go out of fitness at the same time, which is going to be annoying. So I'm going to change half of them now so that it kind of mixes up the fitness so they're not all going to need a rest at the same time. So that's why I'm subbing so many players off here, as you'll see. But I thought it was a smart idea rather than in the next episode having to rest pretty much all of them players and playing with an absolute trash team. But that should get us fully prepared to jump into this next match and hopefully get 2 out of 2 wins for this episode, which will be absolutely phenomenal. Going into this second game, and I swear I've come up against this opponent before, whether it's on this account or my other one, I'm not too sure, but I've seen this team before, and the name looks very familiar, and I'm pretty sure when I played them last time I got an absolute smacking around, so hopefully we can make it different this time. We're going to jump into the highlights. Straight into the game, and we managed to get off on the right foot. We're packing on the pressure, as obviously I set one of the parameters at the start of the game as to high pressure, but we really piled it on. He didn't really have too much of the ball. A couple of passes he'd get it turned over because he was trying to do too much one-touch football, but we get a nice bit of play out to Joel Campbell. He does cut in and then dummy shot and place it to the left of the keeper. Near side shots are OP as hell in this game, providing you're close enough to finish it, but he's never going to get to that, and that's a nice goal to Joel Campbell and a nice lead to us. Not too long later in the half, about 20 odd minutes, he does manage to turn over the ball stupidly as he played the ball out from keeper and just decided he'd run with the defender. Probably didn't deserve to get this goal, nor the sweaty ass tramp that we got from it. I don't know how the ball fell for Cazorla so well, but I'm not going to complain. This guy was genuinely a really good player. I felt like he didn't deserve to be 2-0 down. The game was very intense otherwise. It was just a couple of mistakes he made in the back line led to us getting up, especially with the Joel Campbell goal. I feel like he defended that a bit sluggishly, but the only chance he really gets is towards the end of this half here, where Spina nearly bloody lets it just roll in, but he manages to get back and grab it, and as you'll see by the stats at halftime, stats are very close. He's got a bit more possession, but other than that, it's neck and neck, and to be honest, I'm pretty darn lucky to be 2-0 up. Second half, it seemed that he obviously sorted out a lot of his shit because he was not making any mistakes in this second half, and he was piling the pressure back on me. And it wasn't too long into the second half where he actually managed to get a goal back. Now, I was shitting my dacks at this point. I have a habit of getting a couple of goals up in the first half and losing it in the second. And that was just an absolutely stupid bit of defending. I don't know what the hell they were doing. They should have tackled him a million times before he got to that position to shoot. But unfortunately, he does get a goal back. I immediately crap myself. I chuck it on defensive. Not ultra defensive or park the bus, just defensive for this point because I still want to try and get another goal to put us in front. But unfortunately, that does take us to the end of the game. Score stayed the same. It was very back and forth. There wasn't really any breaks for either of us, so there wasn't really any highlights to show you. But we do end 2-1, and we get 2 wins to the episode, which is absolutely phenomenal. We had a very rough end to the last division, and it's really good to get off the bat with 2 wins straight in Division 5. And as I said earlier, corners are going to look better in the future, as the player we are going to acquire for this match is Olivier Giroud. Now, not a very good striker. Hopefully he gets an inform this week that's going to be dirt cheap because he's not a popular player, which we can put into this series instead of his normal card. But mainly want to get him just for his physical strength and his headers. I feel like he'll be useful. But I know his pace, and that's going to let us down. He's not that good a player, but you never know. He might be an OP sick player for us, but you can never tell. Only the future will, and we'll find that out for tomorrow, I guess, because I'm putting him in the lineup. But just going to do the fitness, and that's going to complete the episode for today, guys. So thanks very much for coming and watching episode 19. Number 20 will be up tomorrow, of course, as it's a daily thing. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you like it, leave a like or subscribe for plenty more I upload daily. So thanks, guys. See you later.